They will stand by it. Because even if it does not come to pass, obviously something may have happened along the line.
The Bible even say that we see in bit and we prophesy in bit. So some who say, okay, one God is saying this, some is saying this.
No, Baba, and I missed it with the interpretation. I came back and I apologize for missing with the interpretation.
Hello viewers, you are once again welcome to this channel. So this video I'm about to do is to let us know what is ahead of us, okay, with respect to the NPP flag bearership election. We know that authentic prophets have given contradictory prophecies, and I've said a whole lot of things to actually fish out where the problem is coming from and how to go about it. So today I'm doing this video to let you expect or know what to expect after 31st of January 2026. How every prophet is going to react to the prophecy should it fail. Should their prophecy fail, because obviously only one person is going to win the flag bearership election. So what we are to expect. But aside that, I want us to assess a particular synchrony even amongst the prophecies that have come so far, okay, or the possibility that they might all even manifest. Okay, so it is in that we can see that, okay, the concept of saying that we see in part and we prophesy in part can be established. Okay, it's one of the contexts in which that can be established, and it can be okay. So one of the synchrony or the possibilities I can say is that it can be that after the 31st of January 2026, yes, Dr. Bawumia is going to win the flag bearership election. But then from that time to 2028 election, maybe certain things might transpire. Okay, certain things might come that will let them now either reject him or have no option than to choose another leader to even lead the NPP party, even for 2028, because a whole lot of prophets are saying that they are seeing, aside they prophesying about he being the flag bearer for, he winning for the 31st January flag bearership election. They are also saying that they are seeing him on the 2028 presidential election ballot paper, okay, standing for president, the name of NPP political party. Okay, so it can be, if we want to merge all the prophecies or, kind of address it to know that they are all speaking from the same angle or they are arriving at the same point, then we can say that indeed, maybe Dr. Bawumia will be the flag bearer for NPP even after the 31st of January elections. But then afterwards, certain things might transpire and Honorable Kennedyagyapong will now lead the party even in 2028. I hope you get it. So it is in the context of that we can see that we see in part and we prophesy in part is established. If not, then we can address it from so many different angles. Or what will be transpiring or happening within the years ahead from 31st January 2026 to 2028 for the presidential election. I don't know what will happen. And it's also unfortunate, or what actually stands as an outlier with the same contest or with the same prophecies, the fact that those who are saying Dr. Bawumia will win the flag bearership election are also saying that it's going to be on the ballot paper on 2028 and that is going to fail. Okay, so that is the conflict we have with this thing. So it looks as though there is a synchrony, and it's looking at it from another side, it looks as though it's not going to be as it's being communicated. So I've said a whole lot of things about this already. The fact that many authentic prophets prophesying about giving different prophecies, contradictory prophecies believing that it's coming from one God, and knowing that God is not an author of confusion, then it means the problem is probably coming from the prophets, not from God. Bible says that let God be true and every other man a liar. Okay, so having said that, now let's come back to what will happen or what we are to expect. So I'll start from the senior prophet, Prophet Bernard L. Bernard. So if this particular prophecy about Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong, he being the flag bearer for NPP, failed even on the 31st of January 2026, and also he being the flag bearer for NPP in 2028 fails, according to Prophet L. Bernard's prophecy. What we are to expect from Prophet L. Bernard is that he will come and apologize. Yes. And I'm saying this based on previous records. You know, in the 2012 presidential election, you saw, according to him, we've all heard it. I even did a video on that already, where he was saying that he had a particular vision, but he didn't communicate it well. Okay, he misinterpreted it, so he came to apologize. And the video is there.
My humans, I interpreted in there. Sanipe being one koda, Nessa Akunu Uniwo, Nessa Kunu most American is only the A no baba, and I missed it with interpretation. I came back and I apologize for missing with the interpretation, and learned a lesson of always confirming a prophetic word for more than 5 times before I speak.
So we are to expect that, as for Prophet Bernard L. Bernard, once the prophecy misses, then he will come and apologize, or he will accept the blame and work it out, and promise us that he will go and work it out. Because with 2028 elections, he said that after that, he made sure that he confirms 5 times before he comes to give a particular prophecy, even of national interest. Let's put Prophet Bernard L. Bernard aside. So let's come to Prophet Telvin. Okay, Prophet Telvin. Now, even with Prophet Telvin, he has said in his, for a very long time, and he has been saying it, that Dr. Bawumia is going to win, Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong will be leading, and at the latter part of the day, Dr. Bawumia will take over and he will lead the party, he will win. And he said in his videos that there is no possibility in time that Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong will become a flag bearer, not to talk of even being a president.
Or even if Kennedy-Agyapong wins flag bearership election, he will still not even get up to 36% of the total votes of the election. Yes.
Say, Bawumia winning 2028, MPP benya 44%.
Yes, for Bawumia, yes.
But say Kobase, timeline.
There's no possibility of time.
Okay.
There is no possibility of time where Ken became the running mate and they went for election.
Okay.
It does not exist in time. That maybe we will create it into time, but me too, I'm not creating any timeline or trying to bend any timeline. Exactly. And in order for somebody to say something to create into timeline, what we mean is we don't make time. It's God that says the reality of time. We are observers and we are prophets. We are not fortune tellers. Fortune teller will tell you the future and can't do anything about it. Prophets will tell you the future and be able to do something about it. So we always use the term.
Initially, he said that there is no. As at then, he hadn't seen that in time. So he even stated that there is no possibility. He said there is no possibility in time. That was his exact words, that Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong became a president or even the flag bearer of NPP. But in some recent interview, he also came to say that he has seen an anomaly in time. Listen, he said he has seen an anomaly in time whereby Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong became a president, but then he ruled for just 3 years. So it was an anomaly in time. I
looked at the situation and I looked at his pathway in his timeline. When I checked, I realized that there was an anomaly in time which does not exist in the original timeline. He would become president for 3 years only.
Kennedyagyapong.
Yes. That's an anomaly in time. So that one pinning the timeline, not on the original time, but from his pathway. So I checked that one. So I was like, okay.
Okay. And also, he has communicated that with timeline prophecies, there are people who can bend time. And I believe Prophet Telvin accepts that he's not the only one who can bend time or who has been given that grace in the whole wide world. There are prophets. Okay, so once he believes that there can be a bend in time, then if the prophecy fails or if his prophecy fails, it will be that maybe he will come and tell us that maybe someone has, bent a particular time. Or is it bended or bent? They've bent the time. Okay, there has been a change. Someone has fixed in time that Honorable Kennedyapong should become the flag bearer and even a president. So according to his point of view in the vision, it's an anomaly in time, meaning it wasn't God who actually prepared that, but then a prophet or a man has actually fixed that thing in destiny. That's how I understand the bending of time. That's how I understand. Maybe it's something else, but I can't give much details. Okay, but that's what I understand. I believe that's what it is. That there is a bend in time. So Prophet Telvin will come and tell us that it's either there is a bend, someone has bent time, or possibly yes, anything has happened. Because anything has happened. Because I think in one of his interviews, he stated that there are genuine prophets who can give prophecies and it will be missed. So he believes that thing can happen.
You will stand by it. Because even if it does not come to pass, obviously something may have happened along the line. Like how it happened in 2 Kings chapter 3 verse 14 down there. So things.
So that's it with Prophet Telvin. So the last one is Prophet Clement's testimony. Okay, so with Prophet Clement testimony, he has also given a whole lot of prophecies about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia becoming the flag bearership. The flag bearer for NPP, even towards the 2028 elections. And according to him, so he has said this, and according to him, on a daily basis, God is giving Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia grace. Okay, more grace is being given to him. And the watchers have said that is going to come, and that when he doesn't come, and when Honorable Kennedy-Japong wins, they are going to range wrath. The wrath of God is going to be on Ghana and a whole lot of things. He has said all those things. So, if his prophecy backfires, this is what we are supposed to expect from him. So, what we are to expect from Prophet Clement testimony is that he will come and tell us that, the word of God says that we see in part and we prophesy in part. So if he has missed it, then perhaps anything happened, or that was what he saw. He communicated what he saw. So it has happened. We see in part and we prophesy in part, because that's what he said, actually.
Obey sama watches omububefu more omubufu so mo mese omu na omu decide ohene o kan make se to be ya ma na afa no ware kra what you say honorable warrior or you saw into any competition with anybody. I always spoke what I saw, okay, with all respect. The Bible even say that we see in bit and we prophesy in bit. So some who say, okay, one God is saying this, some is saying this, I've entered. There is a meeting a course one. It is now a rumor, but I was in the meeting long ago. Yeah, if this one becomes per adventure or Belidia, most of the churches will be closed down and heaven will cry. I saw blood coming out of heaven, which became a curse on this nation. This one little aspect. If I tell you the other ones, all of you cry.
So, firstly, from Prophet Bernard L. Bernard, from his previous encounters, I know that if it fails, he will come and apologize. With Prophet Clement testimony, we know that if it fails, he will come and tell us that there is a bend in time. Okay, there is a bend in time, or there is an anomaly in time. And for Prophet Clement testimony, I know that he will come and tell us that we see in part and we prophesy in part. So he communicated what he saw. Even though it is contradictory, he has communicated it. That was what he saw, and he communicated it. Now, these are possible responses we'll be getting even after the 31st of January 2026 NPP flag bearership election. Now, let me put this aside. With Prophet Bernard, he hasn't spoken even about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's party, as in like when they win, this and this and this is going to happen. Or if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wins, then maybe it's an anomaly in time. It wasn't in the plan of God and someone has fixed it there, blah, blah, blah. So I can't talk much about the consequences of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia winning Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong, even according to the prophecies of Prophet Bernard. Okay, I don't know the wrath of God that is going to happen because he hasn't communicated anything like that. So let me look at the other party, Prophet Clement testimony and Prophet Telvin Soa. So they gave a prophecy that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will win. So if Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong wins, then they have to understand. That, or let me single them out. Prophet Clement's testimony will have to understand that the wrath of God is never going to be unleashed upon Ghana. Okay? The watchers are not going to pour the wrath of God even upon the country. So that is if their prophecy backfires. They have to get this right, because another prophet has also prophesied good things about Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong coming and what is going to happen. So maybe the problem was from somewhere, but not from God. Okay, not from God. So Prophet Clement testimony will have to understand this. And personally, from my point of view, I think he shouldn't just leave it at we see in part and we prophesy in part. Maybe you should consider other things. Maybe he was so emotional, he was over-emotionalized by what he was seeing and things he heard even in the physical realm, some news and stuff like that. Maybe he was over-emotionalized. So in the context of prophesying, so many other things chipped in. You shouldn't just leave it at we see in part and we prophesy in part. Because I believe that seeing in part and prophesying in part should arrive at a particular goal. Yes, I've already given one side of the explanation. But the other side is that what I believe is that if, let's say, with this same political issue, if Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong is going to win, then one prophecy is that he will win by 51%. Another prophecy is that he will win by 52%. Another prophet. So at the end of the day, we know that Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong is winning. But one saw 51%, another person saw 52%. So with that one, I believe that we can say that we see in part and we prophesy in part. But if at the end of the day, it is way totally contradictory, then we can't put the blame on God, but the prophet. So he would have to accept it, just like Prophet Victor Kusi Boateng did. He accepted it, that he missed it, and he came to apologize. But then that didn't discourage him from prophesying anyway. Until now, he's prophesying. He's a father when it comes to the prophetics. Okay, so he would have to understand, not just leave it at we see in part, we prophesy in part. No, he has to take accountability, sit back, reflect, project, and know where the problem was coming from. Correct it. Because this is a prophecy of national interest. If it was a personal prophecy about people and stuff like that, for that one, we have nothing to say about it. But this is a prophecy of national interest. And there are people following him who reverence him. They give him that respect. They don't take his words lightly. So if and only if it fails, he shouldn't just leave it at we see in part and we prophesy in part. If not, then everyone can just wake up and say that, oh, I have said this is a prophecy. We see in part, we prophesy in part. So if it happens, yeah, I saw it right. If it didn't happen, we see in part, we prophesy in part. No, you can't leave it there just like that, though Bible has said so. So that's my personal point of view. Okay, that's my personal point. So if Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong wins, then they should understand that the wrath of God, or the watchers are not going to pour any wrath upon Ghana, and Ghana is going to be at peace, and that what a prophet saw right is what is going to manifest. And Prophet El Bernard has prophesied that Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong will win, and in the context of that prophecy, we saw good things coming. You see, we saw good things coming. So if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia didn't win, according to the prophecy of Clement, Prophet Clement testimony, and Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong wins, then we know that it is coming with a good thing. You see. And the other side of the story too, if Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong wins, then Prophet Telvin should also understand that this is not an anomaly in time, but this is the will of God. It is something that God has planned, even confirming what other senior prophets have said, like Prophet Owusu Bempah, Prophet Bernard L. Bernard, Prophet Francis Amakwata.
Monkanchile yenuya Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong. Ma onyai politics. Adia onsre nyame. Na nyame mfa nom no eye nkwatenten. Apomden nkwatenten san say a time is coming. A time is coming. A brebi ba. A brebi ba. Say or to me aye ni awoso ye said ye tibia Robert na Ghana konya kase so muntie me.
Okay, you should understand that this is not an anomaly in time. It is not a branch of time that someone has fixed there. No, it is the will of God. It is the purpose of God. It is God who planned it and has made it so. So you shouldn't say this is an anomaly in time, because if it happens that Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong wins, and according to the prophecy of Prophet Bernard L. Bernard, if Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong wins, and people belongs to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's party, some politicians or foot soldiers or whatever, if Prophet Telvin is a prophet that they hold in high esteem, and they understand that this is an anomaly in time, then they are going to actually react to the results, and so many things can happen. So I think it would have been safer if things like it's an anomaly in time was not communicated. Well, I don't know, but if it happens like that, those who want to do anything silly might want to, but then it won't happen in Jesus' name. So if it happens, then everyone should understand that it is not an anomaly in time, and it's not any prophet who tried to bend time to fix it there. No, it was the intention of God. It was God's plan. It was God who made it so. I hope this is not hatred for any prophet, but I am giving you what is ahead of us and how we are supposed to have some emotional and mental understanding, okay, when it comes to these prophecies. So let me summarize everything. The possibility of all this prophecy, Bawumia winning, Kennedy-Agyapong winning, can be synchronized in the sense that it can be that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be the flag bearer. Will win the election in 31st January 2026. But then from that time to 2028 for the presidential elections, things might happen. Anything can happen. And Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong, at the end of the day, will be the flag bearer for NPP to replace Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. With that, we can say that it defines the statement in Bible that we see in parts and we prophesy in parts. And with that one, we will know that there is a prophetic synchrony. Aside that, if Prophet El Bernard's prophecy backfires, I know from previous accounts that he will come and apologize. And aside the apology, the other side too is that if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wins, then it ends there with Prophet Bernard L. Bernard, because he didn't give other prophecies that, if Honorable Kennedy-Agyapong loses, this and this and this and this and this is going to happen, this and this and this is going to happen in the NPP party, God is going to cause this and that. No. So if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wins, in respect to Prophet El Bernard's prophecy, then it ends there. He will apologize, and we continue, we move together. Okay, that won't stop him from prophesying. That won't stop him from doing what God tells him to do in the womb of time. But since he will come and apologize, it's enough for us. And I know that he will try to fish out where the problem came from. Let's put that one aside. So, with Prophet Clement testimony, if the prophecy fails, I mean, he has said that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be the flag bearer. But then if it fails, you should understand that the watchers will not range or pour their wrath even on Ghana. Okay? Because he has missed it. He has missed it. And another prophet has prophesied good about Honorable Kennedyagyapong. And God is not an author of confusion. So the problem won't come from God. It will come from his prophecy or how he communicated it. So the wrath of God will not be poured on anyone in Ghana. But then good things will be ahead of us. And aside that, personally, I think he would have to reconsider the concept or understanding of we seeing in part and prophesying in part. Okay, if it fails and you will take personal accountability about what happened, then you should consider that thing. And for a very long time, I've been saying that I think he's being over emotional. So let me put that one to the side. And with Prophet Telvin, so I want him to, if it fails, as in like if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doesn't win, he should understand that this is not an anomaly in time. And this is not any prophet trying to bend time. It is the will and the purpose and the intent of God that Honorable Kennedyagyapong at a time like that will be the flag bearer for NPP and also stand for the presidential election in 2028. That is not an anomaly in time. And it is not anyone who has bent time. No, it is the will and purpose of God, because other senior prophets who saw it right has already communicated. So once theirs are manifesting, then we follow suit. We follow the other context, even in the prophecies they gave. And in those contexts, we understand that it is the will and the purposes of God. It is not an anomaly in time. So that is what he also has to understand. Aside this, all these prophets are good. They've prophesied good about Ghana. They are people we respect a lot. We follow a lot. I don't have hatred for anyone. My only issue is to see genuine prophets giving contradictory prophecies. That's what breaks my heart. And that's why for some time now I've been trying to fish out where the problem is, what we can consider, what we can overlook, giving my petty advices and stuff like that. It is for the love of the prophetic, and it is that we communicate God the right way even to the world, because these things we are all doing is on social media. Muslims are watching, non-Christians are watching, atheists are watching, Hindus are watching. People are just watching us. Okay, so if we say we are serving one God, one living God, and he is communicating through his prophet and his messages are contradictory, then who is this God that we are serving? And our word, the Bible has made us to understand that God is not an author of confusion. And the stance on which I stand on to do some of these videos or explanations or deductions or commentary is that Bible has said that let one person prophesy, let two prophesy, and let the other judge. So we are to judge prophecies. And the Bible also says that we compare spiritual things to spiritual. So this is a spiritual comparison. And this is not a comparison amongst the prophet. No, it is we are comparing the prophecies and we are judging the prophecies. There is no hatred for any prophet of God. Or we are not trying to create loggerheads amongst the prophet. No, that's far away from that. But all these things are happening on the social media. I mean on the internet, and people are seeing. So we also have to address it the right way, even on the internet. And it is for the love of God to be perfected even amongst the saints. Lastly, there is a prophetic word that God is coming. Please, let's put our ways right. Let's live right with God. Let's love each other. Let's not keep bitterness even in our hearts. Let's throw them away. And let's see how the will of God will be perfected. And we await the glory that is set for us. That the world will see that indeed we serve the living God. And indeed we had the key to the path of eternal life. So God richly bless you for staying connected and listening to me even to this far. God bless you. Shalom.